Good morning. I don't see anybody here yet. Good morning. Hey, Ed, how are you doing this morning? Hey, Jesse, good to see you. I've got a week and a half year old quail that is starting to crow. Oh, what's wrong, Ed? Need some sleep? Oh, no, that's not good. I just hope it's that they didn't agree with you on that food poisoning. Blessings, woman of spirit. My arm's running because I'm scratching Lucy's back end. Like I said, I got a week and a half, almost 2 week old chick that is already crowing. So I know I got one strong male. I didn't sleep last night at all either, Ed. So I know that feeling. I'll get my sleep this afternoon. Is anybody incubating quail eggs right now? I got the 17 in the brooder, 14-week old. Those are adult chicks, that's for sure. Lucy, go lay down now. I'm busy with the computer. Oh, you can wink at me all you want, but you got to go lay down. But I told Kelly next time I'd use her cup. And I'm moving my quail room around, putting the cages on a different wall. How many do you hatch at a time, Jesse? That's understandable, Ed. Why don't you go ahead and go to bed? No, Does everybody belong to Quail in the Kitchen group? So you got 50 to 60 in the incubator right now, Jesse? I've got 100 in the incubator right now. When it's time to take these out of the incubator. Hello, hand that was injured from shoulder to shoulder. Oh, your hand. Okay. Finally healed enough to take her out of the box in my kitchen and put her in a cage by herself. She laid an egg for me last night. Congratulations. That is great that she laid an egg for you. That means you got the fever from her. Are you going to add a another hen to with her? That's great because Mondays I'm going to be sending you my package Monday. Ed, of 150 blown eggs. Let's see. Yeah, that gives you what is it? What did I figure out last time? At least 50 three-piece sets. Everybody here's going to QuailCon, right? Use a sportman, so there's 2 weeks worth in the incubator. Then go into a hatch time cabinet incubator for lockdown. I collect all eggs over the weekend and put them in on Monday. That is great. See, all I've got is tabletops. I don't have enough rooms to go for like you do. You better go. What is better for you to do, Woman of Spirit, is at dusk. Put a couple birds, put one bird with her at a time so that they're equal amount of birds. And just give them a chance to get used to each other, and then they become a team. And you add another bird in, or two birds in, and it's better to add them in at dusk so they have the whole night together before they get rowdy. Because that's what I did when I took 6 birds and added them to a 12 bird group, and I didn't have a problem with it. Depending on what caused the feathers loss and how bad it went down, she may not get any new feathers until it's molt time. Time for them to go through a molting. I got some hens that look pretty rough because of hyper males. So it's going to be fun on QuailCon. I'm going to, of course, being the first speaker of the day, that gets it out of the way. So maybe everybody still be half asleep. So if I mess up, nobody's going to know. Yeah, Jesse, you're not sure until you get there. I watched the thing on Facebook um, yesterday talking about what states have the highest gas prices. And some of those states are pretty bad. Yeah, but see, a way so you don't have to spend all that time, woman of spirit, is if you do it at dusk, you don't need the box in that extra 20 minutes. Well, I'm glad you submitted your pictures, Jesse, because I wasn't taking no pictures because I don't have anybody to take pictures for me. So, okay, there's four of us here. I got Jesse, I got Bait, Women of Spirit. Okay, somebody isn't talking yet. But the thing is, I'm so excited. If you didn't make last year's QuilCon, this year is twice as long, twice as much stuff happening, and Saturday is going to be more of the get together, and Sunday's down to business. Wait for Zach and Kristen and Brandon to get their videos out on what's going to be going on at QuilCon. Is there a 4-H group or Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts in your area, Women of Spirit? Because you might be able to train somebody there out of one of those groups that would be able to take care of your animals for their learning experience. You could train them before it happens, or talk to your church group or youth groups and see. That's the whole idea, Jesse. Said you got several people, family and coworkers that are waiting to buy one just so they can see you in a dress. I told them that's the only way they get to see the pics. That's a good way to do it. Woman of Spirit, I don't know how old you are, but you have any nieces and nephews or grandkids, you might be able to teach them. If not, you can start training people up to be able to do it so you can go next year. One thing I just have to feed my birds either the night before or early in the morning. Make sure they have water, and then I'm gone. Yeah, he's got a couple of them, from what I understand. What's so funny is when I go there, I usually don't go in the quail barn, so I don't know what's going on that way either. Oh, and where they got the emus is in a different place. It looks so good. And then they got the aviary with rabbits, and I don't know what else he's got in there. I haven't been over since the first of the year. I mean, the first of the month. What desserts has anybody made with quail eggs? I made the tapioca pudding, and it's so good. I have two dogs. One is 13 years old, is fine. Adopted dog in a wheelchair, and she has to be diapered several times a day. Yeah, you got a lot of special needs there. Hey, Jesse, are you bringing Jesse with you again? Because we got to keep her from experimenting on her allergies. Well, your kids live in the city or in the country, woman of spirit? Yeah, Jesse, we don't want Jesse to end up going to the emergency room again. That's great, woman of spirit. I would love seeing you next year. Yeah, her and those. She just had to touch that emu, and she knew she was allergic to birds. That would be like me trying to something out of the one of the trucks that they prepared, one of the food trucks. Tell her make sure she brings a few EpiPens, Jesse. That is great. Let's hope that a year older she got a little wiser. Because she likes to play Russian roulette. I gotta remember to bring Benadryl with me. Welcome back. Are they wanting you to come in, woman of spirit? Oh, and I do have my electronic business card. Everybody's getting quiet. That is great, Jesse. Service dogs are a great blessing. Lucy ran a biker off the trail this morning because a biker yelled that they were passing me on the left and it startled me. So Lucy and I got him off the trail. Well, we will look forward to you next year. But everybody here knows my me on Facebook, and everybody here is always welcome to call me through Facebook Messenger if they want to. Yeah, with PTSD, when I get startled, it's not good. So Lucy makes sure they stay away from me. She didn't bite her, she just barked and went at her. And you know how Lucy sounds. She sounds ferocious, but she's never bit anything in her life. So I had to apologize. I'm sorry, you startled me. She's just reacting because I was startled. Woman of spirit, you could ask Jesse, and he'll tell you. When everybody gets together at QuailCon, it's like we're all one big family. because it feels like we've known each other for years. And in ways we have. It's like a family reunion without the alcohol and arguing. Yeah, I think it was a millennium that she chased off the trail. It is. It is. It's just like everybody feels like good family. Heart kin, not blood kin. That's right, Jesse. That's why I said we're all heart kin, not blood kin. Except for Steve and I might be blood kin somewhere down the line. Because his last name is Swanson and my mom's maiden name was Swanson. Yeah, everybody gets high on life, on the community, not on drugs or alcohol. I cleaned the cage yesterday. I've got two more cages to go, and then I got that three tier that needs to be repaired. It's got water troughs. It's got a blockage in it somewhere, and I got to find that. And I got to change some screws around. And I'll probably put tonight. I'll put my eggs into lockdown a few days early because I'm not exactly sure on what day I actually set the eggs. I didn't mark it on the calendar right away. But I seen a recipe when in recipes. Okay, I think sitting around the fire with a few beers could lead to some entertaining stories with Zach, though. Yeah, but the other problem is it could also lead to some fights or arguments, and we don't need the negativity. We just want to keep it positive because not everybody reacts good to a couple beers. And Zach is easy to get him started. Zach's biggest problem is he's a workaholic. But when it comes to Quails, he'll talk your ears off about it, just like he does on live. What I started to say is about when you're cooking with quail eggs on baking, I found that if you measure the eggs in a measuring cup instead of just counting them, when it comes to baking, it does a lot better. Um, seen a recipe that I forwarded. I'm going to have to transfer it into quail egg recipe of a dessert that I think it would be quite interesting with it. Let me see if I can find that recipe. Ah, yes, the cream cheese bars is one of them. Okay, Jesse, you have a blessed day at work. But when you're doing baking, if you use a quarter cup per egg, it'll usually come out right on. But they say an extra large egg, I would add a quarter cup plus two yolks, two quail yolks. I mean, not yolks, but whites. I guess Ed went to sleep. Oh, you can tell Kelly Connect that I used the quail math cup today with my French vanilla coffee. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my spare phone and put it in the breeder box for about an hour and see what happens, and then go through that and post that. What, woman of spirit, are you still here? Well, it looks like nobody's talking. Oh, good. So, how many dozen eggs did you sell? Way to go. That's a good start. Were they for cooking or incubating? That's great because my customer that had bought um, 10 dozen eggs from me a month ago. Well, this month he bought another 10 dozen, and he figures by the time these eggs hatch, his first group will be laying eggs. So he bought another 10 dozen eating eggs. And he gave me the sad news that he ain't going to be buying eggs for a while because he should have enough quail to where he can just be using his own eggs, which is good when you get somebody started. I usually sell, whether they're cooking eggs or incubating eggs, I sell $3 a dozen. But that's in Ohio, and I'm not sure what state you're in. You look at the prices in the grocery store and the way the food's going up, I'm going to have to raise my prices myself. Oh, you're not that far away in southern Indiana. Depending on what part of southern Indiana, you're really not that far away. Yeah, you're very, very close. I think the only thing keeping you away from QuailCon would probably be your dogs. Just not. I don't know anybody in Delaware. Yeah, you're just west of Cincinnati, and Cincinnati's 45 minutes away, so you're not far at all. Too bad I don't drive. Yeah, that would be fine. Because a lot of people are bringing their dogs. Did you ever use MapQuest or something like that to find out how long it would take you to get here? So true. So true. Because you can pick them up at QuailCon. Um, hmm Yep, you could make, you could, yep. Then you just need a hotel room that lets you take in the dog. Yeah, but you would have to buy a camping pass, and those have already been sold out. So you would have to, if you do it next year, you would have to get that just as soon as it came out. I think you'll have a bonfire going there. You have to use the community bonfire. Came home from work yesterday, found baby hedgehogs. Are you going to keep them as pets, Jesse? It's always good when you can sell enough eggs or quail meat to be able to pay for a month or two of food. Then you know you're doing good. Because they want real fast this year. Because he's very limited on how much space at the farm he can actually put people up for camping. Yeah, is it one of those little small camping stoves? I think you would be allowed to use your camping stove. Like a lot of people do that when they're tailgating. That's cool. Catching a groundhog in a live trap. You know, if prices meat got bad, you can eat groundhog. When I was a kid, I had a chance to eat. They cooked us muskrat one night for dinner. Wasn't bad. A little tough, but it wasn't bad. Yep, if you knew how to clean it, just like any other animal, you have to be careful with about the bladder. Good thing birds don't have bladders. Now, if you listen to Granny Clampett, possum's good to eat, but I wouldn't want to eat a possum because I want them to get rid of the ticks and stuff. But a groundhog, that's got more meat on it. They remind you of small bears. I've had venison, rabbit, and squirrel. I've never ate raccoon. I've also had turtle and frog legs. Now, I like a good turtle. And well, yeah, the first animal I have ever killed and consumed myself was a quail. And it took me quite a while to be able to call them without suffering for a few days. When you do your first butchering at 60, that's kind of takes a little while to get used to it. I don't know how many I do in an hour. I'm going to have to start a time myself when I do the next batch because I'm going to end up. I've never had moose. I didn't cook the turtle. I didn't cook the venison, but I didn't cook the frog legs either. But I did the I cooked rabbit and squirrel, jackrabbits. I never called any of those animals. The only thing I've ever called is a quail. What is the craziest thing you've ever eaten? Why am I not like moose? Because I'm not much of a beef eater, unless it's farm raised. Grocery store beef, and I get sick of farm raised even. Because when I used to go and buy a half a cow at the butcher's, before I got have before I ate very much, it ended up taking like liver. The most extreme thing I ever ate was muskrat. I don't think that'd be something that I would try, is snails, because I despise slugs. And the difference between a slug and a snail is the shell. I don't think I can wrap my mind around eating snails. But I guess if you're hungry enough, you'll eat just about anything. I'm going to end up making some balloons after this hatch is done. I'll put some balloons in the incubator, some eggs for balloons. Because if you boil balloons for about 5 minutes, bring it up to your water up to a boil and drop the balloons in. Yep, that's the key word, on legs. But I can't remember if I've had snake or not. Yeah, but their little antennas would tell me what they were, and that would be the difference. I figured they'd be a little bit tough, like calamari. You probably only need an egg handler's permit. Hey, Juan, how are you this morning? Hi, Dawn. While the water is unloading, not sure what you mean by that. Yeah, but I would know what they were because of their shell. But then again, I could talk myself into it because I talked myself into trying balloon. Now those are pretty good. You have a cistern, you have a tank in your truck, and go and get water from town. That's good. One, good luck on getting an aviary. We get a place. Where are you at now, Juan? Are you in a different state or what? Well, that's cool. Five in here, and we got five likes. That makes me feel good. Oh, yeah, Pennsylvania would be better for you. They serve it in the shell. When the French do it, they serve it in the shell. Thank you, Dawn. That's one of the reasons why I started this. Anybody has questions, I'd be glad to answer. Yeah, I hope you get that place, Juan, in Pennsylvania, and can have your aviary because quail like snow too. As long as they have a place to be able to get out of the weather, they'll be fine. And Dawn, that's one of the reasons why I moderate newbie quail lovers on Facebook. Well, I'm an admin on newbie quail lovers on Facebook, and I'm an admin on Quail in the Kitchen. You guys see Kelly Connects, you can tell her what cup I'm using today. You are coming to QuailCon, aren't you, Dawn? Are you coming, Juan? Ah, you got to post that in Quail in the Kitchen if you use quail eggs in the pastry. Oh, Dawn, that's a bummer. You had to save a woman from a beetle that was walking across the floor. Yeah, I was just talking a minute ago about when I get done with this incubation, I may do another incubator for balloons. That would have been funny, Dawn. Too bad you couldn't get them all to meet you at QuailCon. Okay, once the egg is 12 days old and you candle it, it's a good egg. You bring water up to a boil. You throw the eggs in, let them cook for 5 minutes, then they're ready to go. I know, and that's a special thing that they're doing this year for you. So how many grandkids will you get to see, Dawn? And with me, Juan, it is better just to dip it with a little salt and pepper. Blessings, woman in the spirit. Have a safe day. Oh my, that's silly. I think it is. Uh, Unless you want to do where you cook it in the soy sauce for a few minutes after you peel it and let it become saturated with soy sauce. Have a blessed day, Dawn. Juan, have you tried eating any of the balloons yet? I know there's a lot of recipes for different ways to eat balut. Some people eat it with different herbs. And when I did it, I was just doing it to taste it. And if you like egg drop soup, you will love balloons because that's what it tastes like. Juan, are you going to try egg balut? I mean, quail balut? Jesse, have you tried balut yet? Well, it looks like we've come to the end. Nobody's responding. So, everybody have a blessed day. And I'll catch you either. Jesse, it's not that bad. In fact, I liked it. But y'all have a blessed day. I'll catch you either on Facebook or My Shire Farms live stream on Sunday. And stay safe.